Hi everyone. I am feeling positive and inspirational, and I haven't felt that way in a really long time. So I'm like, I better vlog now before it goes away in like 5 minutes. So I just rewatched my first Lupron injection vlog. I belong to a Facebook group for breast cancer support. And somebody had made a post on there that they were going through their first Lupron injection and what should they expect. And I'm like, well, I don't even remember what happened when I had my first Lupron injection. Ugh, kids, annoying. It's so nice outside. It's like 65 outside. And it is the most, I didn't sweat like at all today. This is like the most perfect weather for someone going through like Lupron, hot flashes, all of that stuff. Like I brought my fan to work, I put it on and I was like, oh, I'm a little nippy. So I shut it off. I shut my fan off. I never shut my fan off. It is lovely, just lovely. Like I'm wearing long sleeves. Granted, this is like super, super thin. I bought this shirt. This is my pre-cancer shirt and it still fits me. You know, it's got quite a bit of give. But like I'm dressed like nice. I have black leggings on and I wore boots today, which were like normal shoes. I felt relatively normal today. And when somebody posted something about their first Lupron injection, I figured, you know, time to pay it forward. And it's interesting because I went back to watch my first Lupron vlog and you can watch it. It was, I don't even remember now. It was past day 100. I don't know what it was. It was past day 100. And just a couple of things I noticed about me. I mean, the hair was like way shorter, which seems like it's nothing. But I remember I intentionally cut my hair shorter before surgery because I didn't want it to get in the way. And I'm having a good hair day today. And I usually don't go back and watch my vlogs because I don't want to live in the past. I put that all out there to be helpful for other people that's their present. That's not my present now. If there are major things that I can't remember, like, yes, I'll look back and look at my descriptions to see what was going on. But in general, I don't go back and watch my vlogs. Because I'm like, yeah, the Lupron happened however long ago. Who knows what my side effects were? It doesn't matter then. What matters now is what are my side effects from this Lupron that I just had, whatever it was, a week or 2 weeks ago, whatever. So anyway, I just see how far I've come. And, you know, I've been in a really crabby place for a long time. And I guess it just took like, you know, those Facebook groups, it's either love them, hate them, because people just, a lot of them are scary. You know, people usually go on them because like not good things are happening. This dog barking that I just want to like put a muzzle on. Clearly I'm still punchy, but that's not because of side effects. That's just because I don't have tolerance for a lot of things anymore. Which actually brings me to the self-care part. But so I had the first Lupron thing that I was watching, and like I responded to this woman on this group that I remember even now, like the things to watch out for, like you'll probably be nauseous, probably, but you could be nauseous after your first Lupron. You could have dizziness, because that's how I feel now after I have it. Like I'm just tired for that day, so I tend to work from home or whatever that day just so I can take it easy. But then I'm like, oh, let me just watch it. It was a pretty short vlog, shocking. So I watched it, and there were 4 things, because I literally had just had the shot. I was at the hospital. I literally just had the shot. It was the first time I went to the infusion center. And now, like, yeah, of course, who wants to go into an infusion center? Who wants to go into a cancer building? Like, nobody. But, I mean, I've been there well over 12 times, because I've had 12 Lupron injections at this point. Do I like going? No. Does it annoy me every time I go? Yes. It even annoys me that, like, I get the discounted cancer patient parking that's only $4. Like, at this point, I'd rather pay $9 and not have to deal with anything cancer-related. But that's just not how it works. Because, like, once you have cancer, you're a survivor. You know, that's awful because not everyone is. But you know what I mean. You can't, like, say, oh, I don't have that anymore. Like, I might not have the cancer anymore, but, like, my old boobs are gone and I'll never have them back again. You know, like I can't undo any of that. That's just like, it's stamped, sealed, literally. Anyway, so now I just look at the infusion center like it is where it is, what it is. That's where I need to go. Yes, there's a shit ton of people that are there. Yes, there's a shit ton of people that have cancer. I was crying in that vlog about, like, you know, why don't they have a cure yet, blah, blah, blah. And who the hell knows? I don't know. I don't even want to get into all that stuff. But the poor things about the Lupron, when I first started it, that they told me I would have hot flashes. Shocking. I mean, yes, you have those. I still have those. I pretty much talk about that in almost every vlog, so that's not a shock. The second one was night sweats. I don't really have night sweats anymore. I feel like, I don't know if my body got used to something, and tamoxifen has similar side effects, so it's hard to know, like, what's because of what. But I don't really have the night sweats too much anymore. I put on significant weight since my first Lupron because I looked in the video and I saw what I was wearing and I was like, oh boy, I don't wear that anymore. I had my black hoodie on that I used right after surgery that held the drains, but I remember it was pretty form-fitting, and I remember what I looked like when I was wearing that, and like, even the tank top I was wearing, I would never wear that in public now. So clearly weight gain because you're pushing to menopause, and menopause just gives you happy little pounds. So yeah, but the night sweats, I remember having them like badly. I don't really know what changed to make them stop. I mean, I'm on the gabapentin, but I take the gabapentin in the morning. It's worn off by bedtime. So I feel like my body just got used to it used to the Lupron over time, and it's going through the whole menopause process, and just the stage I'm at now, I don't really have the night sweats. I mean, I sweat all the time. Well, not right now. I'm warm, but I generally am warm a lot, but not to the point where I'm like waking up in like sweaty clothes or whatever. I remember that, but that's not the case anymore. So progress, woohoo. The third and fourth were tied together, and there seems to be like a sex theme. Of course, as soon as you, I did it almost on purpose, because my last vlog, I used the word porn in the description. Of course, it's like, ooh, 60 views so quickly. But the third thing was inability to have orgasm from the Lupron. I will say, not true. Yay! I was sad about that because, after finding out that you can't save your nipples and like now they're going to take away my ability to orgasm, and I was crying on there because like I was 40. I should make a movie about that, like the 40-year-old version. No, I was like 40 when I had my first orgasm, which was kind of crazy. Anyway, that's another story that I'm not going to get into. But like I said, I'm on my 12th Lupron injection now, and I have had orgasms since that, since I started. So I'm not saying it's like that for everyone, but I'm saying that, like, for me, that just because it says that you're going to have these side effects doesn't mean that you have to have them. I can't imagine you not having hot flashes or not having night sweats, because that's just part and parcel of menopause. I get the hormone-based part of why you wouldn't be able to have orgasm. The fourth thing was like not having an interest in sex. So they're obviously tied together. I would say right now I don't have any interest in sex because I really don't like a lot of people right now. I'm single. And I don't know, my standards were high before, and like after this, it's like I came through all this and now my standards are even higher. But it's not that I don't have a desire to, it's just like I didn't lose my desire to have sex in general. It's just based on like the fact that like I'm single and I haven't come across any humans that I'd like to have sex with. So that's why I'm not having sex. But which led me to the porn, which I'm just not I try watching porn. It's so friggin' corny ass. I don't know. That was the last vlog. But anyway, but watching it, like, I am able to have an orgasm. So if anyone's, watching and they're like, oh my God, I'll never have an orgasm again, not true. I would also recommend to any woman or man, I guess for that matter, toys are your friend. There's some there's some very unique and effective toys out there. So whether you're single or you're trying to just play around to make sure that you can still have orgasms, there's lots of things out there to help you. I'll put this out there. This is partly why I was a teacher, like, as my career, like 10 years ago. I would never talk about this stuff as a teacher. I feel like I'd be fired. There was actually some person, recently I saw an article about some teacher that was fired. I don't know what state she was in. It was in America someplace. She had these bikini pictures that she posted, and the school district fired her because, I don't know, maybe it was risque, whatever. Just another reason why I don't think I would be back in a classroom. But anyhow, Google clock, 6 o'clock, it's time to eat. I need to get myself a steak today because I friggin' deserve to have a nice filet mignon. So yes, orgasm is possible. My recommendation, I don't endorse Dr. Ruth, but I will say that she did research and created this thing called the Erosilator, which is just lovely. So it's pricey, but it is absolutely 100,000% worth it. And anyway, so even though it says you can't orgasm with Lupron, or that, not you can't, but you might not be able to because of Lupron. I'm telling you, you go out, you buy an Erosilator, I don't think you'd have any issue with having an orgasm. And they have other parts on them too, so men can use it as well. I don't suggest having two different people using the same Erosilator. But my point is there's stuff out there, COVID's still happening. So another reason why, it's the pandemic, there's a lot more single people because, people don't want to get sick. Anyway, I'm just stuck too much on that. Okay, so reflecting. So glass half full. So I'm watching myself, watching the vlog and seeing how sad I was about all these things. And of course I was sad. And it's not like I felt bad for myself. It's just that's where I was then. And what made me feel proud of myself was that's not where I am now. Obviously I have my moments. You've seen many of them on these vlogs, but that's not where I am now. So I'm grateful that I'm doing these vlogs finally, for me, because I can see how far I've come. Even today, all right, prime example, I'm wearing this shirt. It is a V-neck, as you can see, and I've brought up before. I don't know if you could tell. I'm wearing a sports bra underneath, but my bras aren't, my boobs are not totally centered right now. So even though my V ends here, it's really actually not that far off. My sports bra, well, there's my sports bra. The V from my sports bra ends here, and clearly my boobs split here. So it's off a little bit, and I know it seems minor to you, but there's other things, or it may not seem minor to you, but that's not the only thing that needs to get fixed because I am going to go in for another surgery. There's a couple things in my left boob that are making me uncomfortable. The biggest one is for all the drama I've had on my right side has pretty much been fine with healing and recovery. My left one, I've mentioned it before, but since I have this on, I might as well kind of show you, but this one kind of just goes down normal. My left one, which was the one that had less drama, my left one, if I go down with my fingers here and I move my finger over, it's not so much now because the bra I have on is pushing my boobs together. But if I lay on my back and I put my finger there on my sternum and I go to the left a little bit without having a bra on, my implant doesn't start right away. Here, my implant's clearly here. Here it's it starts over. And he just needs to go in. I don't think it's going to be a big deal surgery. Can't imagine it's going to be 6 hours like the other one was. But it just feels like he has to re-sew the implant and the pocket down or something. I don't really know. But it's not over enough. And it it feels weird. It feels almost like tingly. Like when I put my finger here, on my right side, it's like I just feel like I'm touching a boob. On my left side, it's like this tingly sort of feeling. It's very hard to explain. But like if I put my finger right here, it's like my sternum's gone and there's nothing there. Like there's skin, but like I can push down and there's nothing there, and it freaks the shit out of me. And it just reminds me that like they took everything out. There's nothing there. And that feeling too, like when I go up and down like this, it's almost like my hair just like stands on end, because it's just an uncomfortable feeling. And to live like that all the time, like, most people that I should say most people, many people go in for second, third, fourth reconstructions to tweak things that were done, or not done for their first surgery. So, I'm not placing any judgment on anything. Like I just, this is my new body and I'm not comfortable. And the thing that worries me, which I was really more worried about it like 2 weeks ago when I was in crazy land from before the Lupron, my left boob, again, I feel like there's something with the implant, but I can almost like push it together like this, and then I get like this fold in the middle. And I don't like that, because when I had the cancer on the right side, never had a lump. The only way I knew something was wrong was like my boob was just so much more malleable. And I just figured that was normal because I was getting older. I don't like now that my left boob is malleable. I don't like that I can go like this. There's like a fold. There shouldn't be a fold. This is like a very typical artificial boob. And I'd like my left one to be like that too. I don't know if something is wrong. I don't know if me dropping my phone on it, however long ago it was, if that had any impact. I have no idea. But it needs to get taken care of. And I go to plastics for my like 1 year follow-up in a couple weeks. And then we'll find a date for surgery and go from there. So yeah, those are the 4 things. And like, I just, I see myself being all, upset about certain things. Oh, and a huge thing I wanted to mention, which I totally even forgot about, which is a good thing to forget about. I was so excited to get my first Lupron, and I kept listening because I'm like, why would you be excited to get your first Lupron? I forgot that I was bleeding so badly, like period-wise. A lot of women have like super, super heavy periods, and I remember that I was, I had an IUD in before. I mean, for many years I had an IUD in, but IUDs, I don't know if all of them do. I had a Mirena, the Mirena does, and it's hormones. So once they found out about my cancer, they had to pull the IUD out because like you don't want any more hormones in your system. So they pulled it out, and as soon as they pulled it out, it was like, whew, it was like I was bleeding a lot. And the clotting, I forgot about the clotting. I mentioned on that vlog that sometimes I would pass clots that were the size of my hand. Like I'd be sitting like this, I'd go to get up, and all of a sudden I feel like foom, and there's like a blood clot in my like underwear. It's just insane. And that's like how my periods were before I had the Lupron. So I should be happy that like I haven't had a period at all since I had my first Lupron. It took like 2 days, then my period stopped. I had some spotting after. I'm not going to get too much into that because I talked about that in my short, like, what is Lupron vlog, which was relatively recent. But I forgot about the bleeding part. I forgot how bad I was bleeding. And when I think right now about lifestyle stuff, where I talk about, like, I'm sweating so much and I can't, like, wear certain clothes, and I have the tendinitis so bad, and all the things that are happening right now, I still can get up and I can move. I might have like arthritis and stuff bad on certain days, but it tends not to last. My Achilles has actually not been too shabby lately, but at least I can get up and do stuff. When I had that clotting and crap going on before the Lupron, I literally couldn't get off like a chair or a couch because as soon as I'd shift, it was like poof, and that would happen every month. It was awful. So I can see now why I was like thankful to get the Lupron and stuff going. Granted, it pushes you into menopause, and menopause means weight gain. But you know what? God invented the color black, or the non-color black, and black is very slimming. So I have, black leggings on, and I had boots on today, and like you never know that I, gained the weight that I did. And, you know, once I start feeling better and I can be more active, whatever, about the weight loss, but I don't really care right now. I really don't. And that's the last thing I want to mention, then I'll leave you because I need to order steak because I want to order steak. It's just that it's almost like I have like my own little fairy godmother on my shoulder, but that fairy godmother is actually me. And I'm just like now through this whole process of having cancer and going through this, all of this stuff, I'm so much more protective over myself. I talked about in that Lupron vlog about like, oh, I have to pay it forward. I was at a Kindness Rocks garden and I wanted to pay it forward. Like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And as I'm watching, I'm like, girl, like, go home and lay down. You don't have to do stuff. You just had like a Lupron injection. Like, take it easy and go home and lay down. And that's my little like Jen fairy godmother on my shoulder. Because I'm so much more like that now. And it sucks that it took cancer for me to learn that. But better late than never in learning how to take care of yourself. Not in a selfish way, like as a self-caring way. You know, when people treat you in a way that, you know, you don't deserve to be treated. No one deserves to be disrespected. You know, like, I don't tolerate that anymore. It's almost like, no, you're not going to do that to her being me. Maybe I'll start calling myself in the third person. I don't know. But, or first person? Whatever. Anyway, like calling myself Jennifer, like, oh, poor Jen, blah, blah, blah. You know, what could we do for Jen? Jen needs some steak. Why? I don't need steak. I'd like to have a steak because it's a treat and I don't eat red meat a lot anymore and I'd like a steak. So if Jen wants a steak, it's first person, right? Because it's Jen is like me. I don't know. I'm a math person, not an English person. But it's almost like I'm referring to myself that way, you know? Jen had a tough day at work. Jen deserves this. Jen deserves that. Life is short. I'm not saying like do things that are irresponsible, but I am saying that, you know, you have your body. And I used to always say you have one body. Well, that's not quite true. Like, yes, I had one body, but the parts, you don't all have one, you know, set of parts because apparently the parts are like exchangeable, or not exchangeable, but changeable, you know. But yeah, I find a lot of people that are just people pleasers and like, yes, I'm going to help out these 25,000 people. And if I have time, I'll help myself. No. I mean, there's people on the other end of the spectrum that are like, all they care about is themselves and that's it. That's not how I am at all. I just feel like I'm accepting of myself at the phase that I'm in right now, that it's about time that little fairy godmother Jen was like, no, like you need to go lay down. Like, no, it's okay that those clothes have been on the couch that you need to fold from laundry for a couple of days, but you'll get to it. Like, it's okay. You know, you resting is more important. And, just doing nice things for yourself. There is a bouquet of a dozen roses on my kitchen table. Who bought them for me? Me! I went to the grocery store and I'm like, oh, those flowers look so pretty. They're the white one. Well, they're white roses. And they're the kind that like they soak them in like food coloring or whatever. And then like the edges of them are, guess what color? Pink. And it's not even October. But I thought they looked pretty. And I'm like, I want like soft flowers. Like soft, like, you know, like I don't want like red or yellow. And I bought them and I put them on my kitchen table. And then I remembered a couple of days later when I was coughing and sneezing a lot, that flowers make me sneeze and cough. So my eyes have been like super itchy and stuff, but they look really pretty. And I am, I'm actually headed out of state in a couple of days. So I'm not going to, by the time that you watch this, I'll be back already, to visit my mom. I haven't seen my mom in quite a bit. My mom is also a breast cancer survivor. Neither one of us had the BRCA gene. Nobody in my family, as far as I know. I asked everyone that I knew. No one had the BRCA gene. My mom had stage 0 breast cancer. But yeah, I haven't seen her in a while with the pandemic. I think it's definitely been 2 years since I've seen her. So, but the thing with going to visit my mom is that she is about a 6-hour drive from me. and I have not driven that far, and I'm going on my own, so I don't have someone to just like switch out. So I'm taking it easy. I'm taking a full day of like driving. I'm going to see my kids in school. I'm going to visit them. I think both of them, because COVID's running rampant a bit in their college, and I have to test negative when I get to my mom's nursing home. So it's interesting because like the very first vlog that I did, I mentioned my mom's name. I don't even know why I did that. I don't know what the hell I was even thinking that first day. I just like blurted stuff out. I didn't think I was going to be putting it on YouTube. I thought I was just going to be, I thought I was just posting it like to keep a record for me. And then like, you know, I have 60 subscribers and 560 viewers or something. I don't know. I was looking at my analytics and I'm like, holy cow, that's a lot of people. But I just want to be helpful and inspiring because today that's what that's about, you know? Yeah. So positive. I'm going to go order my food now and take care of Jen. I will give my 2 cents because usually I just shut off because I'm like crabby and blah, you know, and I'm not crabby and blah today. So, I will give 2 cents today. I will give the 2 cents that if you're watching this as a breast cancer, survivor, thriver, whatever, you are, you know, it sucks a lot of the days, but it doesn't suck every day. And you've got to find the good, even if it takes you a couple of tries. I'm not the best example of that right now, but, you know, things might seem really shitty for a long time. But you just got to know that, like, something positive is going to happen at some point, and you have to hold on to that. Even if it's watching yourself on an old thing that you like filmed, like even like a selfie or something, and then you realize, well, I'm not crying today. Well, I did cry earlier today, but not related to the cancer stuff. Yeah, that you could look at yourself then and be like, oh, wow, that's where I was then. And like, look where I am now. And if things are shitty for you now, just know that like, it doesn't have to stay that way. You know, you never, I mean, obviously some things you have control over and some things just fall into your lap. Total random. I walked into this woman yesterday who lives in my apartment building. She's been here for 7 years. I've never met the woman, never seen her before. We have a ridiculous amount of stuff in common. And it was just really weird. She was just bringing up all these like things and I'm like, oh yeah, I did that. I did that. And then like throw the breast cancer thing on there too. And I'm like, huh? It was just like, it was a person I was supposed to meet right then. And I don't know why. I'm not going to hyper-analyze. I don't know why. But she was supposed to be there. I was supposed to meet her. I don't know why. I don't know. There's plenty of times where you can lose faith in this whole thing. There's many of times when, like, I used to wear my cross all the time. And then I stopped now because I'm sunburnt and it hurts. But there's these little things that remind me just to have faith and to know that as down and out as you think you are, you don't know what's going to happen around the corner. And it could be something that totally turns things around for you. So you have to hold on to that. You have to hold on to like possibility of what could happen because you don't know. You don't know. You can win Powerball tomorrow. Someone is going to win Powerball very soon. And it could be you, you know, and that person's going to be super excited and have no idea that they're going to be winning Powerball. You just never know. You never know. So be proud of yourself of where you are today, you know? And, I mean, you want to do something nice for somebody else, that's fine, but be kind to yourself too. Because when you're kind and happy, like around you is going to be kindness and happiness too. And that just makes the world a better place. Cheese! Bling, bling. All right, I'm going to go order my steak. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Bye.